All right, we're giving this car video a spin. My girlfriend got me this, what's it called? Ringo. It's like a water bottle that's got like a built-in little mount. So it's actually sitting in my cup holder with a little magnet holding the phone up. Yeah, so this is the bottle. It's called a Ringo. This thing kind of tilts up and down so you can just slap your phone right on it. It's magnetic. So as long as you got one of those magnetic cases on there, it's pretty cool. And then, just flips down. Just looks like a regular water bottle. Alright, I'm sure you guys don't want to listen to my seatbelt ding. Put that on. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a video about my bum leg. I had an ACL surgery and 2 meniscus surgeries. One was a repair, and the second was they just actually went in to take out the damaged piece. I ended up re-tearing the same meniscus that they first operated on by trying to rehab my knee too hard, too fast, and I retore it in the exact same spot. So you live and you learn. Anyways, I've got some pretty, at least to me, some pretty noticeable imbalances in my VMO, which is the little teardrop muscle on the inside of the quad. It's really not that significant. To the outside looking in, you probably wouldn't even notice it, but being that we're somewhat a little bit self-conscious to an extent, I would think. It's something that I notice a lot. Also in my calf, I notice this in my calves as well. The one on my bad leg is just a touch smaller, at least to my eye it is. So I'll probably upload some videos sort of showing the unilateral workouts, one single leg workouts that I do to try to bounce it back and regrow my bad side, if you will, my left leg that I had those 3 operations on, to kind of get it back up as big as my other good leg. What else? Yeah, I had been pushing my squats and my deadlifts, and I noticed that my good leg was actually growing more so than my bad leg, and I got to the point where I think I need to sort of get my ego in check and stop just trying to get the big numbers up and really sort of get my bad leg back to strength so that I don't risk, a potential injury. I don't want to get up to, huge numbers on my squat and deadlift, and because my one leg is basically doing all the work, I blow something out on that side. So kind of taking a step back, plus I'm in the process of cutting some weight right now. So on top of the fact that I can really see my one leg outgrowing the other, there's also the fact that I'm in a calorie deficit. So that just kind of seems like a recipe for injury, not having the fuel that my body needs to keep up with those heavy weights, and then, really starting to see a pretty considerable imbalance between the 2 legs. So taking a step back, changing it up a little bit, kind of sucks not lifting the big numbers, but I think in the long run this is probably the smart decision. Oh, also this shirt, my girlfriend made me this shirt. This is my dog. His name is Gio. I don't know if you can see it. You see he's got the pizza outfit on this shirt. I'm in the process of starting a small family business. There's a pizza franchise from my hometown where I'm from, in upstate New York, in Rochester, New York. It's called Salvatore's, and we are bringing it to the Carolinas for the first time. So it's pretty exciting. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. Things are kind of tight right now. We're on a bit of a budget. I was in construction management, had a pretty cushy salary, but I ended up stepping away from that to sort of pursue this business venture on our own. So a little bit tight for cash right now, but I think in the long run it'll be kind of nice having that independence and starting something new. You know, something hopefully we can grow and, you know, have the American dream, if you will, have that family business, have something to sort of pass on to my kids eventually once they exist in the real world. So, yeah, I think that's about it I got for what's spewing out of my brain at this point. So I'll splice this into a video of some sort, probably showing my unilateral leg workout and kind of highlighting some of those muscular imbalances and sort of what I'm doing to work on those and get my legs back to equal strengths. So that's all I got. I'll see you guys in the video. All right, so I started out with some Bulgarian split squats. I kind of start out by actually sitting on the bench, extending my legs, and that just kind of gives me a consistent point of reference so I can extend my leg out. And I'm doing these consistently every set. So I start with my left leg, which is my bad leg, and I do that so that I can sort of dictate the weight and amount of reps that I'm able to perform each set. The reason I do that is so that, you know, I'm not starting with my good leg and then I try to keep up with my bad leg and I am unable to do it. So I let this drive my workout. And, you know, the intent there is that over time I can increase with the left leg and my right leg obviously will be able to keep up, with the hopes that eventually I'll be able to hypertrophy and grow that bad leg more and more while at least maintaining my good leg at an even level. So switch over to the good leg, you know, and these reps are relatively easier once I get to this leg, but just making sure that I keep it consistent. I'm going to go ahead and speed up some of these reps. This video is going to be a little bit longer than they typically are, so I'm going to just kind of up the speed on these so we're not sitting here in awkward silence while I'm doing unimpressive lifts with my good leg. So now what I'm getting into is more of a step down. I hold some dumbbells so I get a little bit of a load, and then I basically just step down in front of me. The VMO, which is that muscle group that I was talking about that is sort of lacking on my bad side, is most utilized in, I think it's like the last 30 degrees of extension on the leg. So this is just a more efficient way for me to focus directly on that portion of my quad. So what I'll do is I do it weighted on my weaker leg, and then I just go ahead and do some reps unweighted on my good leg. You know, I'm, again, not looking to try to necessarily grow my good leg. I'm really trying to just catch up with the bad leg. And you'll see that in this, I kind of start losing my balance a little bit. You know, this really sort of highlights the fact that, you know, this would be very easy for me to perform with my good leg, but this really exemplifies the fact that the bad leg is truly not up to par with my good one. So it's been pretty eye-opening, sort of shifting to these unilateral workouts and really seeing the difference between the two legs. So I think this is a little bit overdue, unfortunately, but at least glad that I'm catching it before I have an injury on my good leg. You know, that's the last thing that I need at this point. Yeah, you know, you see me losing my balance, just goes to show. Even little stabilizer muscles in that leg are getting work while I'm doing this. So that'll help as well, you know. So next I move on to something that's a little bit more hamstring focused. I've switched it over to single leg RDLs. Again, just another good example of a unilateral exercise to make sure that I'm sort of staying balanced on the posterior chain as well. As far as the hypertrophy, you know, my hamstrings seem pretty even. So this is more just sort of like a maintenance type exercise. You know, I'm not looking to grow my left hamstring bigger than the right during this per se, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting unilateral posterior chain in to keep that balanced as well. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the rest of these reps. I did quite a few. Not really missing much, but just another comment, I guess. I am doing these pretty slow and controlled. Another thing that I really find that I benefit from during this is it sort of works on my balance, you know, so sort of like the step down, this is also sort of working those stabilizer muscles while I'm hitting these reps, so I like that as well. Not to mention, while I'm doing this, I'm engaging my core pretty hard, being that the kettlebell's in the opposite hand as my leg. You know, I'm sort of fighting the torque of my body wanting to, you know, sort of twist in that opposite direction. So while I'm simultaneously working on my balance, the posterior chain, I find that my core is actually burning pretty good as I get towards these last few reps. So another little indirect benefit of this, working on that six pack. So then I switch back over to the quads again. You know, everybody is familiar with leg extensions. Again, doing this unilaterally, starting with my weak leg, letting that dictate the weight and reps again. And then just like I did on the Bulgarian split squats, you know, just kind of doing the same weight and reps with my right leg, which ends up being, you know, incredibly easy, but just a way to ensure that I'm maintaining my good leg while trying to really grow my weaker leg. This was recorded from a bit of a diagonal angle, but on the next clip you'll see I took it from more of a straight on point of view, and you know, you can really start to see that imbalance that I'm talking about. The VMO on my left leg is sort of long and narrow, a little bit more oval shaped, where on my good leg you can really see that true teardrop shape. It's pretty significantly bigger on the good leg, and it's almost a completely different shape. So I'll cut to that next clip and you'll really see what I'm talking about. Speed up the reps on my good leg, but just to leave it in there for visual purposes, you know, you can really sort of see the ease of which these reps are going up. You know, my left leg, I'm sort of shaking on the way down, and these are just sort of smooth as butter. A little tricky to see from this angle, but I sort of pause and outline the shape. A little bit more teardrop versus the left leg. You can see it's sort of long and skinny, oval shaped. It'll be a lot more clear in the next clip. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I slowed this clip down just so you can sort of watch my finger outline the shape of the muscle. You can see on this one, this is my bad leg, sort of oblong, oval shaped, just sort of long and skinny. And then when I go to my good leg, you can see it's more of the true teardrop shape. You can see it goes way further back on the inside of my quad, and it's more of a, almost more circular. Anyways, then moved on to some calf raises. I'll probably speed these up, but again, just another one of those imbalances that I'm trying to sort of even out between my bad leg and my good leg. So when I do these, again, I start on my bad leg, let that dictate the amount of reps that I'm able to complete. Switch over to my good leg, just repeat the same amount, again, just to sort of maintain that muscle on the good leg. And then for these calf raises, I actually pop right back to the bad leg and just sort of crank out a few extra reps just to get some more work on it. And so you can see here, I switch over to that good leg. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a little bit more defined, a little bit bigger. I don't know. To me, I can tell the difference. But the goal here, hit the same amount of reps on the good leg, and then you see I can sort of bounce right back to the weaker leg and then just crank out a few more reps just to try to make that one grow a little bit bigger.
All right, one more set of these calf raises. You know, so this is the last clip of this video, but yeah, a little bit different, but just wanted to sort of highlight change of pace. You know, not really going for huge numbers with my lower body workouts anymore at this point. Really going to try to just focus on working out some of these imbalances and trying to get back to even strength, so that way next time I'm actually packing on some weight, I can try to get my squat numbers and my deadlift numbers up even higher than they were this year. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it.